Edmund Pettus Bridge. Also here is Congressman John Lewis. He is in that vehicle right there. We've seen him. We've watched him drink his water. We've watched everything that he's done since we set our eyes upon the congressman. Congressman John Lewis is in that vehicle. He is here today. We know that he is undergoing treatments for pancreatic cancer, and he announced that to everybody. But today, Congressman John Lewis is here on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where 55 years ago, he and so many were badly beaten as they tried to make it to the Capitol to support voting rights for African Americans. Everybody, we didn't know if he would be here because he is going through the treatments, but Congressman John Lewis is here today. He is in that vehicle right there.
My brother, you're kind of tall. Can you bring your head down a little bit? Please. Scoot back. Scoot back. Hey, scoot back, sir. Hey, man, hold on. Need some space. Everyone back up. Cameras back up. Hey, make a hole. Get back. Please let Congressman Lewis through. Let him through. Get back. Get back. Let him through.
He's going to stand on something you can see him. I promise.
Back up, everyone. Come on. Don't crowd.
You just grab him.
Give him the space. Do not touch. Stay back. Stay back. We got it. Create photos for distance. Get space. Don't crowd.
We got him.
Don't crowd.
We got him.
Take your time. Right on my left. Take your time. Everybody back up. Everybody back up.
Nope. I need the press to move back. Back. Press back. Press back.
Y'all gotta move back. Press back.
Press back.
Come on on the side of the bridge. Keep moving. You're gonna do a 7, you better get out there. Click. Keep moving. Mike still. Come on, baby.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Watch your hands. Come on, let's go and do it.
Come on, ready?
Sweetie, what you need? Right here.
Yeah. She's with me. Mr. Jackson. Hello. It's Maria Boynton, V103 WAOK in Atlanta, Georgia. How are you?
Good. Exciting day. So many people, and John appeared. John was scheduled to be here next week. John came today. He wowed the crowd.
Yes, I mean, what does it mean to have the congressman here today?
He symbolized the enthusiasm for voting against all odds. John is a special piece of our history, and he's alive and kicking. And we spent time together yesterday, today, and he's doing well. God bless John Lewis.
How are you doing, Mr. Jackson?
Wonderful. Almost got trampled in this Woodbridge demonstration. It became chaos, but John would say good chaos.
My final question to you, sir, what does it mean to be here today?
It means a lot because 55 years ago, there were 50,000 blacks registered in South Carolina 50 years ago. Today there are 1,100,000. It's a big deal. We're going to take the South back. We're going to take Mississippi, Georgia, South and North Carolina. The ex-slaves are rising up and they're fighting back. And I'm glad to be alive. Glad to be here today.
Reverend Jesse Jackson, thank you.
Miss Boynton, thank you and love you too.
I love you. Bye. We'll see you soon, okay? Selma, Alabama. It is Selma 2020, 55 years since Bloody Sunday, when those who were fighting for the voting rights of African Americans were beaten and bloodied at this bridge. We're not allowed to cross to the capital of Alabama. Right now, what you're seeing is hundreds of thousands of people making their way across the bridge. They're here for voter rights. They're here to tell people, get out to vote. Your vote matters. Things are not great in this country, and we want to make them greater. We want things to be the way they used to be. That's what a lot of people are telling me out here today, everybody. Again, you've got hundreds of thousands of people crossing this bridge, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and of course there's a petition to change it to the John Lewis Bridge. Everybody, look at those hundreds of thousands making their their way across the bridge. Many more have already come across the bridge. Of course, the dignitaries did too. We've got the buses lined up as folks get ready to head back to wherever they came from. We had folks from Mississippi. We had people from Florida. And of course, people from Georgia. Minnesota is here. New York is here. Everybody is here. Jersey is here. Why don't you come here and talk to me for a second? So what's your name?
My name is Hannah Bernardson.
Bernardson, where are you from?
I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Why are you here today?
I am here. I work for a labor union called Teamsters, and we have a Human Rights and Diversity committee, and so I actually just got appointed to that, and we are down here, you know, raising awareness about the issues that we still continue to face to this day. We are out here, you know, we're volunteering, giving back to the community, and basically we're just out here trying to create a change.
Why are you here today? What does it mean to you?
This is what I remember when I was a young lady, and I saw all of this taking place on TV. And even though we have moved forward some, we seem to be going back. And it's time for us to fight and fight for our voting rights.
What do you mean we seem to be going back, Ms. Yates?
Because there's so much hatred and so much things that are going on, and with the president and the way that he feels about things, it has changed the way the people are treating the blacks and the minorities.
Thank you so much, Yates.
You're right.
203 News in Atlanta. What's your name and where you from?
Dwight Barford from Marks, Mississippi, in the Mississippi Delta.
So y'all came all the way from Mississippi?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me why.
Well, we came here to visit the bridge. I've never been here to Selma, and to make sure that we go back and tell the people to vote for the president of their choice.
Hey everybody, it's Maria Boynton coming to you from Selma, Alabama. The hundreds of thousands of people coming across that bridge right now. With me now is the national president for the NAACP, Derek Johnson. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. When you see those hundreds of thousands of people making their way across that bridge, what do you say?
You know, this is an opportunity for us to remember the past as we prepare for the 2020 election. And 55 years ago, individuals sacrificed to ensure that we will have the right to vote. It was a part of a movement. It wasn't just a moment of that day, but it was a movement. And that movement continues. Some of the things that we were faced with 55 years ago around vote suppression, it has reappeared in many ways today, and we must stay focused, stay vigilant, and continue to fight for democracy for everyone.
Tell us about some of those things, the reason folks should be wanting to vote and to fight even more so now.
Well, you know, democracy is all dependent on individuals casting a ballot. For African Americans, our vote is our currency, it's our franchise, and if we leverage our collective franchise, we can determine the future for our children, the quality of life for our elders, and to ensure that we have a prosperous community, the one in which we pay for through our tax dollars. That's what democracy is about. Voting is a part of that process, and if we neglect our obligation to vote, then we subject ourselves and our children and our elders to a quality of life that none of us think they should have.
It has been an awesome time here in Selma. We've seen Congressman John Lewis, y'all. He's fighting pancreatic cancer, and he's here today. We know 55 years ago, he was beaten and blooded with so many other nonviolent advocates for the voting rights of African Americans in this country. Everybody, what a time it's been. Selma 2020, I'm Maria Boynton. Get in there.